So after this, what is the next step?
Info area after the info objects. No, catalog.
Catalog. So you create two catalogs, one for
Characteristics and
sir, my info provider. சார் பட் ஆனால் நாங்கள் அன்றைக்கி இதில் பண்ணேன் சார் இன்ஃபோ ப்ரொவைடரில் பண்ணேன் ஆனால் இன்ஃபோ ஆப்ஜெக்ட்டுக்குள்ளே வரல அது ஏதாச்சும் பக்கம் இருக்கும் நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்கள் இல்லை இன்ஃபோ ப்ரொவைடரில் பண்ணவே முடியாது இன்ஃபோ ஆப்ஜெக்ட் நீங்கள் இன்ஃபோ கேட்டலாக் நீங்கள் தான் வந்துட்டு இல்லை சார் இன்ஃபோ கேட்டலாக்ல இன்ஃபோ ஏரியாவில் அங்கே சாரி இன்ஃபோ ப்ரொவைடரில் இன்ஃபோ ஏரியா கிரியேட் பண்ணோம் பட் ஆனால் இன்ஃபோ சப்ஜெக்டில் வரல இந்த மாதிரி டிஸ்பிளே பண்ணோம் ரெஃப்ரெஷ் பண்ணோம் இது info area is shared by info provider, info object tabs, and as I said, like application component is shared by info source and info data source tabs. So now you say x sales underscore cat sales. அதே டேட்டா வச்சு பண்ணுங்க வேறு அதே டேட்டா வச்சு பண்ணுங்க பிளாக் பேஜ் okay, you get that right. So you say select characteristic. Save active. Now if you want to directly place some characteristic, if you have it ready, you can place it here, otherwise you just activate it. Now I'm creating a catalog for key figures. So I'm selecting X sales underscore KF. Okay. Sales key figure info catalog. Okay. Yes, right? It's just a directory creation.
People mostly using a direct activate. Then why? What is the purpose when you are checking?
See, when you activate, there will be certain programs running in the background to activate the info object itself. But if you do a check, it won't even call that program. If you first check whether your syntax everything is right.
This is a small database.
Yeah, it's a small thing. So quickly it will say whether you have some errors. And otherwise, this will call all the programs and it will take some time. And why would you do it is the question actually. But if you are sure enough, then you go ahead and activate it. It's fine. It's not a big difference. It's only that delta time you will save. That's all. Now you start creating the characteristics which we need for the flow. Sales document number, right? Let's follow the terminology of starting it with X. Okay, X. Then I say TR for training. Yeah, Z. Z. TR for training. Then I say sales doc. Right. Just to give you the sense of the naming terminology, it could be anything. Okay. Characteristic. What was the size the other day? 10, right? 10. So give 10 here. Alpha is already there. So if I'm going to load the data with the lowercase, then I have to check this one. Check this thing as lowercase. If I'm pretty sure that all the source data is coming uppercase, then I don't want to check it. Or even if I want to be sure that the reporting has to be shown only in the uppercase, then I don't check it, and I make sure all the data which is coming in is uppercase.
But
So
it's a best practice
one more
to check
extra
one.
information is, if the source is coming as lowercase, but still you want to store it as uppercase, you can handle it in the transformation by using the subab syntax, saying convert it to uppercase. It's like one line code.
Okay.
Okay, you can write that and you can convert it. But this is what the property of this. Okay. So what was your question?
So maybe it's a best practice to click a lowercase letter.
No, it's not the best practice. I mean, this is what like decides on what you want actually. If it's okay to have lowercase in the report,
How when we know that database is coming?
you should know the data before you. You know what data is coming from. You go to ECC. So for example, now you're.
Analysis for that. And we have to check all these things that how data is was.
Yeah, right. See, now we are checking with the flat file, right? When we go to the extraction part, we will see different extractors of where the data is coming from. We'll be looking at the SAP connectors. When we are doing that, we probably need the SAP ECC login by then. Okay, so we have to go to the SAP ECC. Then we have to look at the transactions of sales, and then in the transaction people might have entered, right? So in the transaction code, you will be seeing all the sales document number, date, PO number, reference number. Maybe in that, if you see a lowercase, then you have to understand that the system is allowing them to, punch in the lowercase. There is no validation to asking them to do only the uppercase. So the possibility is high that we will be getting the lowercase in our BW also, because what the transaction is what we extracted, right? If they are punching in lowercase, obviously the lowercase data will come in for us also. So that time you will understand. Right now, how you have to find out this assume this is your file. So here we are having lowercase for the country. City we are having the lowercase. So when you create a characteristics for city and country, you better create it as lowercase. Okay, attribute. If you want to supply a constant, then you can give a constant here itself. So as I said, business.
Value like.
Yeah. If the sales document number will be always one number, and you don't want to override it, then you can give the constant here itself. We also have the possibility to give it in the transformation. Okay, but normally it is not.
எல்லா சேல்ஸ் நம்பருமே ஒரு 10 ன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க சார். எல்லாமே 10
correct. But why would you do it? And normally 99% you will not do it here. Even if you want to do it as a constant, do it in the transformation, not in the information.
By coding and all.
Yeah. But still they have the option, you never know. If all the time 100% of this object will be always having a value, if you design like that, then you can go ahead and do it. Master data, I don't want a master data for this. Okay? Yeah. உங்களுக்கு தெரியும்ல அதனால. So master data I don't want. Hierarchy, compounding. As I said, like we are not using hierarchy compounding for this one. So let's go ahead and activate this. So do you want to create for the other characteristic? Okay. So you can come here and you can start creating the other characteristics. Go to the file, look at what we need and create it. See now after activating it, it came here. And so inside this directory as the first object.
Yeah, this is a symbol of.
So you start creating the second.
The triangle is
characteristic.
Yeah.
That is info catalog.
Yeah. Okay. So
You have
only.
See, look at this directory here. See, this is a
Info objects.
the super directory. So after that, there are two subdirectories. Okay, subsets of this, and you have to create an info object inside this directory. Then you have to right click on the catalog only, right?
Okay.
So right click on the catalog.
You have to create a key figure, no?
Yeah, create an info object. Info object can be a characteristic or a key figure.
Okay.
Now you create a characteristic only, because you are creating. See, cancel it. As I told you, you get this or not? Why we created two directories? To differentiate
Okay,
the key
okay,
figures and
yeah,
characteristics.
okay,
So all the
got
key
it.
figures has to be in this one.
Right.
So it is like having two directories in window.
Right.
One is official, one is personal. So any personal file you are putting in personal.
Right,
Official
right.
files you are putting in official.
Right.
So it's like the same
For
thing.
the, yeah.
It's just a placeholder.
Okay.
You create
So
all
we
the
will
characteristics
create,
inside this directory.
now characteristics or
No, go ahead and create the characteristics
Characteristics,
section
yeah.
because we haven't seen the key figure. Yeah. Now we go to this file, switch this, and see what the characteristic we have to create.
item number.
Item number. So give the
Started
terminology.
with JADE, TR for training,
Yeah.
and cell is a
No.
cell is a field name.
TR only. Then meaningful name.
Item, ITM.
TM number.
Okay.
And more.
Item number. Uh,
Sales item number.
reference characteristic.
That see what this means is if you say it as reference characteristic, if you think you can inherit all the properties of one particular characteristics, so then you don't want to redo this, like you don't want to create it as a new, but you just give the
inherit matlab we have to
use
get
the
some
property
from
of
others.
yeah, there are different tabs, right?
Right.
If you want to use all the properties of the other characteristics,
Okay.
then you just supply that
Referring
value.
the same keyword or
Yeah,
name
right.
here.
Right. So what it does is it will basically share the master data with that characteristic.
Okay.
So even though you have a separate placeholder like characteristics of this, the master data will be shared with the characteristics
Okay,
which
so
is
this
referenced
kind
here.
of, will be can helpful for the reporting purpose. If we are using especially for the out of we have different client location, right? One is from UK and your second is from USA, and we have to connect it by this kind of master data from the one to different. And the MD level person they want to know about only overall, like the UK's field also and the USA also. So by we can the reference characteristics we can get this
Yeah,
field
you can do
from
that.
this.
See, I'll tell you other examples. See, you have a main master data called country.
Okay.
Country is a master data.
Right.
And you are creating something called non-euro zone. Okay, non-euro zone, and you have something called eurozone. But these both are countries again. Okay, and you are creating this for the project requirement purpose. Maybe the project is looking to split the countries as two, as eurozone and non-eurozone. So if you have 100 countries, maybe 25% of the country will go to the eurozone and 75% of the country will go to non-eurozone. So we have to split this.
Right.
So I'm actually using the country data, but I want to just split it in the cube level. So I have two characteristics called eurozone and non-eurozone.
Non-euro.
So there I can use the same country as a reference characteristic,
Right.
which will be sharing the same
Master
master
data.
data of country. Otherwise, if I'm not doing that, again I have to create a master data for eurozone. I have to create a master data
So
for eurozone,
quite be a
non-eurozone.
time-consuming process.
Yeah, then I have to create a
Create
table,
different
text table
tables
for the both of these characteristics. Then I have to load them separately.
Yeah, waste of
I have to
manpower, time.
include them into the process chain of the masters. Why would I do that? I mean, it's again the same data, which is in the country. So why would I repeat doing all these steps?
Okay.
So that's the reason we have.
And
that.
what is the template?
Template is it won't share the master data, but it will just use the properties of the other one. So it is
Same?
it is just to make the creation faster, little faster.
Okay. Okay, so
What are you doing? There is what we are.
so general. So we need alphabet, lowercase is also there or not. We have to just check out. Item number known is like just a numerical value. So we don't need to this alpha here. We can
No, don't do anything on that.
Okay, alpha is a
Electric, yeah, default don't touch it.
Okay.
Main thing here we're still missing. See, mandatory field.
Data type.
This kind of small check mark means mandatory. You have to fill it.
Okay.
So So that's the first one you have to mention. No, make it as characteristic.
Characters is both included in one.
Yeah. So length?
Length, we are just giving a maximum 5.
No.
So having a 2 only, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, so as per the
Two,
requirement.
just give 2.
Okay, 2. And attributes only.
An attribute, I don't want to give that.
Forget all these concepts in last.
Yeah.
And
You just leave other things.
Okay, I will. Okay, it's okay. The business expense I don't require. So master table.
For data, you don't need it, so you can uncheck it.
But sir, this is a master, no?
No, customer.
It's just a customer. These are the masters. So hierarchy. Okay.
Text also you can remove.
Text also.
If you remove this 2, the green mark will go, which means there is no master for this one.
Yeah.
See, we have to have the text table only if you want to have a text. You just try to understand each and everything. Just don't follow what I'm saying blindly. See, if you want to have
asking too much questions.
No, not like that at all. Item number, if you have item number and if you want to attach a text to it, that's when you will have a master, text table. Okay. So you don't understand what is
then
text.
we create a master table. When?
I told you yesterday, see, if you have a master, I mean, if you create a characteristics and if it can be a info provider by itself, which can, which has a lot of other attributes, then it becomes a master. So why we are creating a master is reusability. So instead of, as I said, like you are giving this customer's phone number, address, name, in each
So
of the
sir,
queues.
Here item number is the primary key fields and record column, right? Then we have to just call once only item number and we can get all the records connected to the item code. Like I'm just calling 001, that I get all records connected with them, like item number, customer name, customer details and all.
Item number is a transaction record.
Okay.
It can't be reused. See, I'm giving. You're going to Reliance. You're getting some banana and chips. I'm giving you a receipt. Okay, and in the receipt there will be a receipt number, and there will be item 1, item 2. Item 1 is banana. Item 2 is that is the item I'm talking about here. So why would this be important for me? I'll give the receipt and forget about it. So it's not a master for me, but your name will be a master for me. Because tomorrow you come to Reliance again, maybe I give you a card, Reliance card. Okay, and then it has a ASCII code in it. Then I create I'll ask your name, I'll say, Gujarat address, permanent address, residential address, Gandhipuram, your phone number. That is my record, because tomorrow you became my customer, so I am putting it in my customer database. I made your record as a master. Then I typing your name is my master. Then the customer ID will be generated for you, right? So after that I'm asking your address, asking your phone number, everything, right? Those are the attributes. So tomorrow when you come to purchase again, I'll ask, do you have the card, sir? You say, yeah, I have the card. So I don't keep asking you again the same thing. So I just scan it. It goes to the master and fetches your record. And it will populate all this address and everything you bought, and then I just want to punch the new items which you bought and then just press it. That's it. So those kind of things will make it as a master. The reusability. So why I'm not reusing this one? Okay, this is a transaction record. Okay, because the receipt is gone. After that, I'm not using that receipt again. He will get a new receipt.
But
I'll get a new receipt.
Customer number or customer name. This is the
You are visiting me again, right? The same way vendor. I'm doing a transaction with him. The transaction I'm not carrying. Transaction is a transaction which will be done with that. But I'm going to the vendor again tomorrow to buy something else. He considers me as a customer. He will be having me as a customer record in his system, right? So these kind of things will be customer. Sorry, this kind of things will be master. For example, country also can be master. So country, which region it falls in, whether it's falling in the Asia, whether it's falling in North America, South America, the regions. So those kind of attributes will be captured as masters. You understand what is a master? It's very important to know what is master and transaction. I kept telling that yesterday, maybe you did not get it out. Yeah. Basic things if you have to always remember, otherwise when you are talking about multi-provider and then you ask yourself what is master, that is dangerous for you because it means that you haven't got it correctly. So now text now you understand why we have text. If you want to have a text attached to a field, then you make it as a text.
Like this informing
1, 2, 3, ABCD.
Okay,
That is
got
like
it.
it.
So dal, if you buy dal, all these companies will not mention, in the banana they will not mention as banana, right?
1, 2.
Maybe they have a code for that,
Yeah.
but everybody will not know the code. The code should have a text attached to it, right? So when I do ASCII, when I read it, automatically it goes and fetches the. How do you do that? Somewhere you are maintaining this code attached to a description. That's the text table.
Okay.
So when you do a text table, see there is a table which comes here. When you double click the table, it will be having a structure wherein it will say the sales item number as your key, and it will be having description, short text. See, I have clicked only short text, so I'll get a characteristic called short text.
Okay.
If I take medium text and long text, I'll get 3 characteristics called these things. So you have to upload a file which has a sales item number, a short text, medium text and long text. Then this particular master, wherever you refer, this text will be attached to it.
Right.
So in the report you can mention whether you have to only see the key, which is sales document number, or you can also mention whether you have to see the key and text.
Right.
Text means description.
Text
Okay. Now we don't need that, so hierarchy is fine. So save it, activate it.
Sir, இந்த மாதிரி text table அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம
You did activate this.
master table.
You did activate.
No, I haven't.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. First check and activate.
Save, check, activate. சொல்லுங்க.
சார் டேபிள் ஃபார்ம் இப்போ டெக்ஸ்ட் டேபிள் ஒன்று இருக்குது, மாஸ்டர் டேட்டா டேபிள் ஒன்று இருக்குது. அந்த மாதிரி எஸ்ஐடி ஒரு டேபிள்னு ஒன்று பார்த்துருக்கோம். அது மாதிரி என்னென்ன டேபிள்ஸ்?
இல்லை அதான் மாஸ்டர் டேபிள் இருக்கு, டெக்ஸ்ட் டேபிள் இருக்கு. மாஸ்டருக்கு இப்போ இந்த 2 டேபிள் தான்.
ஓகே.
மாஸ்டர் டேபிளில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மறுபடியும் பி டேபிள் அன்னைக்கு பார்த்தோம்ல.
ஆமாங்க சார், பி டேபிள், கியூ டேபிள்.
ஆமாம், அதெல்லாம் இருக்கும். அது வந்து இப்போ டைம் டிபெண்ட்டாக இங்கே பாருங்க, இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே இருக்கும். ஸோ வியூ ஆஃப் மாஸ்டர் டேட்டான்னு இருக்கும். அதில் வந்து மாஸ்டர் டேட்டான்னு இருக்கும், செரகேட் ஐடி டேபிள்னு இருக்கும்.
சும்மா ஆன்லைனில் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கும்போது அப்புறம் சார் நான் எல்லா டிரான்சாக்ஷனும் பிஐக்கு உண்டான டிரான்சாக்ஷன் கூட எல்லாமே எடுத்து வச்சுருக்கேன். அது பிஐ இந்த ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் இருக்கும் சார், அதில் போட்டு
சரி அதான் பார்த்து வச்சுக்கோங்க. அது
நான் ஒவ்வொன்றா பார்ப்பேன்.
கோகிட் அண்ட் க்ரியேட் பண்ணிட்டு தான்.
Another one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Correct.
Is it 5?
This is master data. It's not master.
In real time, company code is a master data, but for our example, maybe
Just check activity. Characteristics okay. Providing messages. Characteristics okay.
Okay.
Then activate. Start message. Activate.
Sales org.
Order no?
Sales org. ORG.
ORG.
Sales organization. Character code.
This is recommended. Okay, sales are not mentioned.
Which one is this?
Document date.
DT.
DT.
Yeah.
Which one? This one? Already by default came.
Yeah.
Masters go on now.
No. For dates, if you select dates, there's no what master is going to be maintained for the date. So automatically it doesn't make sense. If you take
Okay,
it
so
off.
we have to just check out and
Yeah. See, once you give the dates, reference characters 0 date will be automatically populated.
Yeah.
okay. Check complete.
Control F. F2 or
Hmm. Okay. Customer.
Yeah. No, it's a master, so it will be a difference.
Hmm?
It's a master, so
Okay.
then it will be something.
No customer. So number ID. Only customer.
customer NO, customer number.
Number
No, NO.
No. Number is 6 7
Maybe give that.
600.
Huh? Now we need master sources,
Master
right?
without checks.
Text also.
Text also.
Because we will need the text, right? Customer number, we will be giving a customer name also, right?
Okay.
Customer ID is there.
Right.
The customer name we have to give, right? For that we have to create a text.
Hierarchy.
Then we don't need it.
Okay. Attribution.
Attributes we have to give it, right?
Yeah.
So attributes, what you do is, we don't want, since you know how it's working, so you can just give the same, use the same attributes what he has used. So that way you don't want to create all those big list again. So give time. See, you have to create one, two, three attributes,
Three
right?
attributes, yeah.
So just use the same one which he has used. So
Master
see.
level will
Hmm?
customer masters attribute
Yeah. Attributes are nothing but again the characteristic. So you create the same way and you put that attributes in that place, that's all. You understand that, right?
Right.
See here,
customer.
customer number is there. So what are the why attributes is not available here, is it? I mean, you did not place it inside this.
Attribute level.
இல்லை இருக்கும் பட் ஸ்டில் இதோட இன்ஃபோ ஏரியா இதாக இருக்கணும் மறுபடியும் இன்ஃபோ கேட்டெல்லாம் probably it is sitting in the not assigned.
Already created by you.
Yeah, this one he has created it. So what we'll do is, I mean, this is nothing but again a characteristic. If you double click, again a characteristic, the same thing you are doing.
Master, okay, same.
Okay.
So we can say over time here.
Yeah, I'll just save some time, so I'll use the same thing. So I'm giving it here. Okay, country. And as I said, if I want to make it as a navigation attribute, then I click on this one.
Navigation. Where
In the report,
uh,
if I give the display, it will be only displayed as a column. I can't restrict on that particular characteristic, assigning a constant or variable, nothing I can't do. I just, if I drill down by the country, I can also drill down, if I drill down by the customer, I also can show it as a, attachment to it as a display attribute, that's all. It will be only displayed, you can't do anything else with that. But if you make it as a navigation, you can still use it as like a characteristic itself. You can restrict it with a variable, you can restrict it with a constant value, and it will be available in the free characteristics whenever you want. Like it will be like a characteristic itself, navigation attribute. I'll just remember me to show you this in the report. Okay, I'll show the difference. Yeah, just note it down so you can just show it. Ask me to show it. Because even if I show it, it will be, even if I tell you that, now it will be hard for you to visualize it.
Right.
Okay? Now I save it. It says enter characteristics. I don't have a description for the X country. So here you have to just enter a description for that. See that? Here. I mean, if you want to give a different description, that is fine too. Okay? Yeah.
We can't give simultaneous together like here city and all, after we will check. Okay.
Yeah, I did not see that, so it was giving me a warning that it did not give the description. Is it fine still?
Okay.
If it is giving a warning, you are still fine to proceed. If it gives a red error, red stands for error. So if it gives anything which is with warning with the red, then it is not a warning but it's error. If it is a yellow, then it's just a warning. You can still proceed with that.
I am just saying like we put here country, right? The here city and customer.
Here you can't give because it's a display.
Display.
Okay,
Just
display.
display.
For navigation only, it will be enabled. If you just enable it to see.
Right.
So I am not doing it as navigation, so it is not. What's the next one? Oh, material, right?
Yeah.
Let's create material.
It comes on cap, no?
Yeah. Sort of. Material type. Material as a master.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6.
Sir, நம்ம பட்டான நினைக்கிறோம் 10 கொடுக்கும்போது யாராவது வந்து
exact அதை கொடுத்துட்டேன். So material type also I'll just reuse it from here. Material type, again it's a characteristic. If you think you have to create it, you can still create it from here also. So if you create it, it will just ask what you have to create. So you just give and it will again open the same characteristic window.
Now we just copy and paste because we already created a same attribute more than 3 times.
Material type.
I'll make it for you.
You also make it online.
Yeah, create as many things you want.
Yes.
You just practice. That's all.
This is the right time to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you to create it. So that way, if you put your hands, then you'll understand it more. So still here we have created, right? Everything we have created. This is actually the reporting requirement, but we have to look at this. When you do a technical specification, as I said,
You are saying what you said here? requirement.
Sales reporting
Sales reporting
requirement.
requirement.
BA
Means
development
this-
starts from here.
This
This is
requirement
master.
comes by the client.
Sales team.
Okay, sales person need this kind of fields and records only in report level.
See, again I'll tell you how it comes in the real time scenario is if somebody needs a report, here you know you are MD here, right? So the MD here will be asking, he is the no, he is the sponsor for the project. So he says, okay, I am putting money, I want this project to be done. What project? Sales project maybe. So who will be involved? Sales module, the functional team will be involved. If he thinks he needs the reporting in BW, he will be asking us also to be involved. So we both will be involved. Initially they will do the configuration, whatever the reporting, whatever the things has to be done on the sales side, the application, that particular specific application, they will do it first. So after they complete, we pitch in. So for us, for them also there will be a process. Forget about their process, let's not talk about that. So for us, when it comes to us, we will be sitting with the whoever is sponsoring it, the MD of this company, and we will be asking what exactly you want. That is the requirement gathering step. Okay, we will meet and we will ask what you want. We will capture everything. Then we also will sit with him and check if the necessary data is available in the source system.
Right. If
So
not,
we
then
will understand the source system also.
Okay.
So if something is asking you, if we are not finding the data, or if he is not sure about the logic what he is asking for, when he is asking, he has to say the logic also. He has to tell us how this has to be taken from the system. If he is not able to tell that, how will we know? So he has to tell us how he has to take the data from the source system. So that will be recorded as one expert from the BA consultant will go there. Then he interprets that into whether it is possible in BA, and then he writes the function specification. Function specification is something which just captures the requirement of customer, and then in the as a what do you say, customer requirement. They will be splitting it into many customer requirements. For example, if he is asking, okay, see, I need 2 reports. Each report will be having company code as an input. So I'll capture that as a customer requirement. Then he will say, in my first report, these will be the columns, this will be the rows. Then that will be second requirement. In these rows, like this particular field will be always hidden. Then that will be third requirement. So I'll be capturing all the requirements to satisfy the whole, requirement thing. So finally, you say this is the final output I need. So that will be a requirement. That will be captured as a requirement. Even that output will be a requirement.
Okay.
So for each requirement, I will do a customer acceptance, which means you ask for that. Okay, I will check the BW possibility, and then I will say yes, this is possible. So if he is asking, I need 6 rows and 6 columns, that will be one requirement. Then I will say, as a customer acceptance, you will be provided with 6 rows and 6 columns. So I am accepting to this requirement, customer acceptance. Okay. So this will be done in the functional specification. So next step will be converting this functional specification to a technical specification. In technical specification, it will be more of technical BW stuff. So in that you will mention that's where you will mention all these. I mean, not in this format. It will be in a word file. I will share it maybe at the end of the course of how that will look like. So in that you will say how many masters will be used, how many DSOs will be used, how many cubes, how many cubes will be used. All the technical details will be mentioned there, like what are the data sources, where will you take the data from, all that, because you need to know where you are taking the data from. That is the data sources. And you also need to know, how many levels of, how many DSOs you have to use, how many cubes you have. So all you have to do as a BW developer is, you look at the technical specification and just create the objects, that's all. At this level. Okay, that is what is expected from you. Now all the characteristics are created, let's go and create the key figures. Right click, str, that is save PT1. See, it's still taking it as a characteristic, because I did a mistake when I created the info catalog. Maybe you guys did not notice also. So I should have made it as key figure instead of characteristics.
Yeah.
When I created this, I created this as a key characteristic
Characteristics.
instead of
Okay.
catalog. There was two options, radio button where it says. So it's already created as characteristic. So I have to just remove it and create it again. Oh, there should be
Okay,
option to
copy
delete
paste.
it, I guess.
Cut to paste.
That's okay. I mean, if you do
Real time all same. This kind of we have to wait for these single transactions. Here we are waiting for this.
yeah, it will be thinking like that. Yeah,
Here.
so take some time.
Here only we done them.
Key figure. Yeah, to choose it. That's why, since it is characteristic, when I'm right clicking on it,
Yeah, we are not using.
it is automatically thinking I am creating a characteristic. See, now I have a key figure catalog. Now when I right click on the key figure catalog, it will give me the key figure string. See, now you see the key figure instead of cat. Before it was characteristic. Now create the info object. Do the same thing. See, it changed. So this is the template for key figure creation. Now I have to create for quantity. So I'm giving quantity,
Yeah.
and as I said, we have to know whether it is a kg, whether it is a piece or something, right? For that you have to give the unit as 0 unit. So SAP supplied one.
Okay. there are
See,
two
unit or currency.
currency.
So if you're selecting amount, you have to give currency here.
Okay.
Okay. And if you think it's going to be fixed unit, then you can give kg or something like this here.
Right.
But we never know what it's going to be, as I'm checking it out.
Fixed currency. The currency நம்ம கொடுத்தோம்னா அந்த இடத்துல என்ன currency?
Yeah. Okay. So aggregation. As aggregation, when it's see, there are two.
Yeah.
The three options: maximize,
Okay.
maximum, minimum, sum. When you say aggregation, see, when you say number itself, you can do a summation on that, right? So in the suite example what we talked, there are 3 showrooms, and when a CEO looks at the sales of that particular month, he has 2 options. One is to see how much his company has sold. Did the sales for that particular month, irrespective of the showroom, right? So when you look at the the report, it will be initially split by the showroom, or maybe it is initially showing the direct sales number. So when I say quantity has to be a sum, then what it does is in the report, if you say okay, sales for fiscal month is September. When you do September and run it, the report will be showing September 2,000 rupees or 2 lakh rupees. Okay. So if I want to, 2 lakh rupees is the whole sales amount for all these 3 showrooms.
Right.
Okay. If I want to split it,
By
then I
different-
bring the showroom characteristics inside the picture. So what happens after I drill down this characteristic inside the report is this 2 lakhs will be splitted for each showroom. So maybe one showroom has done 50,000, other showroom has done 75,000, and the other 125 will be done by somebody else. I mean the other left out showroom. So this is how it works. So if it has to work like that, then I have to declare the quantity as sum. Then only if I just take the showroom again out, this numbers will be summed up again and it will show 2 lakhs. Okay. If I want to declare it as a minimum, then it will be like a rank. So if I want to see always which has done the maximum sales, then it will this key figure has to show the maximum number always irrespective, right? That time I have to declare it as maximum. So if I want to use minimum in some case, you might have seen
of
this in the
course,
BO, right?
aggregations,
Yeah, in BO
we
like
use,
maximum, minimum. will be
aggregation
there.
specially
Yeah.
for the operational purpose in any numerical value.
Right, right. So that is the that is the setting of aggregation. So again, cumulative, non-cumulative, cumulative values is
The cumulative.
if it keeps accumulating. It keeps accumulating. So if one request goes in there, and there is a number called 100. If the next request goes in there with the number again 100, then it will be making it as 200.
Okay, by appending is
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you also have something called non-cumulative. For example,
Which
in
become
inventory,
divided.
in inventory it will be always non-cumulative. You don't want to add it.
Okay, it's
So
become a separate.
Yeah,
but
see, today's your bank saving account, how much you have? Maybe you have like 3 lakhs.
Okay.
But tomorrow, if you spend like 10,000 out of it, you have 2,90,000. Right? So at a given time, you will be having one particular value. So inventory is the right example for that. Inventory at the beginning of the month is 2,000 quantity.
Okay.
Tomorrow, in next month again, I can't add up this 2,000 quantity with my number because I might have taken something out.
Yes.
So all the time it will be one single number. So that time I don't want to set it as a cumulative. So if I create a inventory key figure, then I have to set it as a non-cumulative. So you understand what these options are, right? So here in this sales quantity we just need the summation. So I am just setting it as sum and then activate it. Yeah, additional property is basically whether you need the display decimal places, how what the which description you need, those kind of things.
We will do practice in from the
Yeah, definitely.
how it is working.
So next one is net price, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I am doing an amount on this now. So data type is currency.
Currency.
Okay, if I change this quantity, the quantity will change this quantity. So currency. Now I also have to give a 0 currency. Floating point decimal. See, if I want to make it as a number, if it's not a currency, then I can still give it as a number or a floating point also. Okay, so I think we have all the info objects which we need for creating our flow.
Father's call.
Yeah.
How about? How about? Just class चल रहा है मतलब मैंने BA सिखा रहा था तो सर 6 वागे आ रही 6 से 9 वागे आ रही तो कहते 9 वागे પછી कॉल 9 वागे ओके हाँ ना छोड़ो
See, now for these two masters we did not give the info provider, info source. I told you yesterday we have to give it, right? So otherwise it will not show up there in the info provider. See, I'll show you here. If we go to info provider, see, I see the training sales, but I don't see anything on the bottom.
Yeah, it's a catalog and all.
No, not catalog. Catalog won't be there.
Masters.
Anything which is
Yeah.
holding
Yeah,
the data,
masters.
the info cube, the DSO, the master data, those things will be shown here. Okay. So if you info catalog will be shown only when you come to the info
Info
objects. That's why
objects.
we have two things, right? When you click on info objects only, we'll show info objects. When you make an info object as info provider, then it goes to info provider also. It will be there in the info object as well as it will be in the info provider. So we are trying to make it as a info characteristics in info provider. Okay, because it's a master. Okay, now I'm going to give this thing.
Sales. Sir, no.
field string. Okay, info area. See, automatically we check it's made, and when I just activate it, this is for the material number. I have to do the same for what is the other one?
Material.
Customer number. Two master string.
Right. Edit.
Now if I go and look at it, you just refresh it, you'll get this two here. Because I made it as an info provider. Yeah, I mean master. Since it's a master, I'm making it as an info provider. Info provider is nothing but which provides information.
Right.
Now it is capable because it has the table now. It can hold data. Physically, it can store data. But other this has the info. I mean the tables here, and it can store data with attributes. But you know, in the other ones, doesn't have any. For example, company code doesn't have any master. It doesn't have any table, so it doesn't store anything.
Right.
It will be just a field in
Field in
any other info provider. Like you know, if you want to have it as a field in
Then we
the
have to catch
DSO
by
or
the
a queue.
masters only.
Yeah.
Kind of things. These all fields we have to catch by the masters.
Masters
By
or info by any other DSO cube. We can use these info objects in the DSO or a cube, and then it will be making a structure, and we can store data in that.
Right.
Okay. Till this clear?
Right.
Okay. Now we will go ahead and create the DSO. Yeah, why he is not there, man? The other guy.
What is it?
No, the other guy.
Pradeep.
Pradeep. I don't want to redo it again for him.
Right.
No, look at it now. Phone number.
So job time is?
9.2 hours. So
Sorry?
9.2 hours. So it could be from 10 o'clock to 6.
9 to?
Half an hour aguma.
What is your time sir in job?
10 o'clock to 5, 6.
10 to 5 or 6. Okay.
Start early, I can stop in. Half an hour aguma. சரி ஓகே ப்ரொசீட் பண்ணலாம் அப்புறம் அவர்கிட்ட சொல்லிக்கலாம் நீங்கள் காமிச்சிருக்கேன்
Okay. So that will be sure.
ஸோ டிஆர்
சார் மாஸ்டர்ஸ் அப்புறம் ஒர்க் பண்ணிக்கலாம்
யா
அது வந்தோடனே பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார் சார் ஒரு டவுட் சார் அந்த 328 வந்து எதுலேயும் அதுக்குள்ளே மட்டும் கொடுத்தா மட்டும் தான் எடுத்துக்கோ மிச்சது எடுத்துக்காது அது எந்த இது வந்து கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் தானே
for everything there is a restriction. So even for this, see, if I'm what he's asking is like if the number of the characteristics is exceeding, will that take it, or it will, whether it will error out is what he's saying.
No, sir, sorry, pardon.
For each object,
Each object.
this is a technical name and description. You understand
Right,
that, right?
right.
So you can't give like a technical name with 10 digits.
10, 15.
There is a restriction for everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for info object, you know, it's only 8 possible.
Only 8.
Yeah, see, I'm giving like that. Okay, sales.
That will cut and all.
No, it won't.
Not great.
Training sales DSO. Now, if I'm trying to create it, see, it will say object name must
Between
have
3 to
3 to 8
8
characteristics. For DSO, so it is only
That day I will set
3
for
to 8.
Yes, yeah. That time, no?
The same
But-
way for info object also.
Info objects also.
No, everything has a restriction.
Everything.
So
We did in info objects.
Info area.
Info,
area.
that's right.
all the BW objects has a restriction
Okay.
for technical
Same
name.
thing, 3 to 8 only.
No, the numbers
So
are
depends
different.
on-
Yeah, for info object it is a different. It's not 3 to 8. I think it is 6. Sorry, 4 to 6 or something.
Okay, I will
Yeah,
check.
you can check it,
and
yeah.
like that, see.
Sales DSO. So you can also create the other things here. So I'm creating a DSO now. It's more than 8, huh?
ஆமாங்க சார் ஏல எடுத்துருவேன்.
Just say TR same. I mean, it's a DSO anyway, we know that, right? Okay, this is how we get it. And in our example, we know that sales document number and item are the keys for this transaction records. As I told you, like I'm giving you a receipt,
Okay.
and this receipt number will not be repeated, right? That
Right,
means
right.
that it's a primary
So,
key,
yeah, primary
right?
key.
So what I'm doing is I have to place these two in my primary keys and everything else outside. So after you create the DSO, there will be like a window like this. There will be a window to create the DSO itself, like this. Now it has key fields. This is where you place your key
Primary
fields,
key, yeah.
primary keys, and anything else, the other rest of other characteristics and key figures will go to data fields.
Okay.
Primary key will be there.
Only primary keys will be kept here. Other things will go
Other
here.
fields,
Okay. Now I have to select it from somewhere, right? Where do I select it from? So you have options like this. If you want to select info objects from another DSO, then click on the DSO and select that particular DSO.
Okay.
If you want to select the info object from a cube, then you select the. Now we don't have the cube created or a DSO created or info source. We haven't created any of these. What we have created? Do you identify any icon?
Why not this one?
மொத்தம் 15 டிரான்சாக்ஷன் கோடு தான் இருக்கு. 15 to 20 தான் இருக்கு. per week.
50.
15.
15. 15 mostly used in transactions 15, but you have more than that also.
காமிக்கிறேன் சார்.
Data store object, right?
Okay, this one.
You have to create it in the info provider tab,
provider.
because info object, when you save info object itself, what you are creating is info
Catalog,
area,
info area.
in catalogs,
Catalog.
info objects.
Info object.
And when you want to then for few of the info object becomes master, then it comes here,
Yes.
right? So when you click on here and here, there will be one common thing which is called info area.
Info area common.
Okay, so far. And when you want to create a cube or a DSO, then you create inside the info provider.
Okay.
See target. See that the icon itself is a target.
Target.
So DSO cubes are targets because it holds the information. Also material masters.
Okay.
Material master also holds the information. So anything which holds the information becomes targets. Data targets.
Right.
Now these many options are there. You can create an info area, info cube, data store object,
Again, info
multiple
area
virtual
to info area. This is okay. Simply.
You can create, but yeah,
It's
you have already created. So
sub
yeah.
info area or like a same level.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
create
yeah.
a sub level also.
Sub level also. Okay.
So
Now be creating.
DSO.
so I'm giving this name. Yeah, sir. Here also there is a template. If I want to just use the template, want the exact structure of another DSO, then I can create. We will use this when we create the second DSO. We have two DSOs with similar structure, right? So
Okay.
we will use that. So I'll just create it now. So what is familiar here for you? The icon.
The fourth one.
Fourth one. What is this?
It's info object
catalog.
Mm.
Okay, there is one called all info objects. See, this one is all info objects. If you don't, if you don't know where your info, see, in this case you have created info object catalog, you have created info objects, and then you have stored it. But there will be some situations where you have to use already existing info objects. Then you will not know in which catalogs the info object is.
Mm.
Maybe the project is asking you to, use a characteristics called material group.
Okay, then we don't know.
You can't create a material group and material. For example, I am showing you how to create it, but you are not supposed to create each and every project. If they have 100 fields, you can't create the 100 fields. You have to see whether all these info objects are already present and whether it can be shared. And you also cannot go and edit that because some other project is also using it.
Yeah.
So you have to just use it, that's all.
Right,
You can't modify it. If you want to modify it, then you have to understand where all it has been used.
Reflect and how
Yeah.
many.
So you understand all that
Yeah.
things, right? So you click on this.
Okay, then if we use the all, then
It'll list all the info objects.
all is
Then you have to find the info
Find
object
the-
in that. When it's
find
tough,
the-
right? I mean it's 300 info object listed, you have to find only the ones you have. But to make it easy only, we have created the info catalog, right? We have categorized and
But in real
it's
scenario,
our
when
box.
we don't know this kind of proper we contain keyword and characteristic.
Yeah, then you can find it. Yeah, you click on the info object here.
So last option we have that we have to waste our few times and
Right,
spend
right.
this kind of thing.
So now when you click on this, it goes to the your info area, then it, by default it comes like that. So I say the sales characteristics first now, because what goes is fields here, key fields.
Sorry, key fields.
What is the key fields now?
Key fields is one material number.
Material number.
No, sales company code. The primary key.
Sales company code. No. Look at the example.
Customer.
What customer? No, this one. Yeah, I told you, right? Sales document number and item of the primary key. So sales document number.
So customer
Sales document number. Drag and drop here.
Okay.
And item number. So these two are the primary keys. And the rest everything will go to the data fields. So look at this company code.
Sales organization.
That's a company code.
சார் அன்னைக்கு ட்ராக் அண்ட் ட்ராப் பண்ணல பார்த்தீங்களா நம்ம அந்த டெக்னிக்கல் யூஸ் பண்ண போனோம்
Sales org. Sales org as a
சிஸ்டம்
document date. Customer.
கஸ்டமர் நம்பர் அதான் மெட்டீரியல்
Material. And then quantity and net price, because these are attributes and it is there inside this masters. For again for the key figures we have to pick it from this one. Net price.
key features also kept in data fields.
Okay.
Sales quantity.
Only primary keys are different in key fields, or the rest or
Yeah.
the fields are in data fields.
Yeah, that's right. So if you notice it, like when I do the net price, you also get this currency key, zero currency.
Zero currency.
Because I have given this currency in the definition of the info object itself. The same way, 0 unit I have given for the unit. Remember that?
Right.
We gave it here, right? See?
Zero unit.
So automatically.
So you activate it, the DSO will be activated.
Okay.
No.
He is working somewhere, maybe some responsibility is there.
Practicing, just listening will not help. Listening, you just understand what it is, then you have to keep practicing. That only helps. Otherwise, it will look like you will understand everything, but
Tomorrow you will forget
you'll
it.
end up in forgetting. So the DSO is done. Now,
First class I forget everything for next day. Again, sir will told everything.
see, I forgot one thing. See, in the DSO one, we are supposed to have only quantity, not net price. So I'll take the net price
Okay.
out.
Sir, రెండు DSO create.
Yeah, I'm
We
creating
did
it as
delete
two.
now?
Huh?
Just drag
Just
and
drag and drop.
Okay, again.
and outside.
Now you create the second DSO. Okay. Now it says you have taken out the net price, so you still want to activate.
Deleted from the info.
I mean, I took it out, right? So it's
Yeah.
because since it's activated,
Okay, so we have to
it says
do this again.
it's doing it again actually.
Continue to activate.
Just waiting.
No, give it over. Think.
You didn't share me the pic. You didn't share me the pic. I told you.
Sir,
The last ball pic.
Picture, huh?
picture. I will send today night because I have net in my phone. So in my home only I have Wi-Fi.
Okay, you are not using WhatsApp here?
Yeah, in my home only.
Okay.
Here I don't have
Wait,
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sales DSO 1. Okay, in the description. Now you create the second one. Call it as XTR sale underscore 1 and the sales DSO 2.
Sir, answer is improve
Hmm?
Per month is shipping, 699 rupees with the tax, 740 rupees to 7,040 rupees to
3G, yeah.
3G.
Right, sir. Talking of the sales DSO 2, right, sir?
No.
The data.
The technical name you can't give the spaces.
Okay.
You have to follow the naming convention.
XTR SL.
Sale underscore 1.
Data card is one, sir.
In description, we are just giving.
Sales DSO 2.
Sales DSO.
2,000 rupees is that only supported up to 21 rupees. I want a dongle
Okay, we can change here if we have to change after the creation.
I mean, anyway, you're creating a data storage. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're doing a template. Yeah, give the template here. Template as the XTR SAP.
That
Okay,
is
it's a connected
DSO
reference.
one technical name.
Yeah, because you're using that as a technical. Yeah,
XTR SL, okay? This one, no?
yeah. Right.
Okay.
Go ahead and create.
Property is
Sir,
That's
we use
records.
previous one. We already created DSO.
Yeah.
That also we take template.
That we can't take it away. There should be something to refer, right?
Okay. Now this is DSO 2. Now we have to
And I'm going to check the fields if everything is looking fine. Key fields.
okay, this
Data
already
fields.
says.
Yeah. Everything is looking fine because it got copied from the same
Right.
thing as a template.
But,
But there is a
we-
small change we have to do. What is that?
But we deleted one here.
Right. What is the change we have to do now? It's exactly copied the same DSO.
Okay.
Go to the spec and see what the change is.
Now we remove the quantity and copy the mixes.
Remove the quantity.
Quantity. Again
Check
drag
it
and
here.
drop.
Check it here. What is
Okay, yeah, the net price
the
only.
DSO? Everything is.
We needed
Ah.
net price in that and
Yeah.
Just we using template from
Okay, net price.
previous DSO.
You take it out now. Sales quantity, you take it out.
sales quantity. This is the
Just no.
this one is yeah.
No.
Sales quantity. Okay, anyway, that also will go. Sales quantity, just take it out.
Oh, yeah.
Currency also, you can. Currency also, you take it out. And you just bring the new one in. Net price in. Key figure. Double click it. Or select it, anything. So now you take which one we need now?
Net price.
Yeah.
Just to
Select and you should drop on the data fields.
Oh, it's
So it comes as the last one.
So
One second. Take it out. Currency keys goes. So you just have to.
drag
Here.
on this one. Okay.
So it goes as the last field.
Right.
But if you want to place it in between, that's fine. Also, you can place it.
But now suddenly the also two fields also came, no? Simultaneously. When I drag here, the two fields come.
I don't know how it came though. If you bring in sales quantity only, the other one has to come. I don't know. It was there already or something. I don't know. Just activate it.
Oh, really?
சரி ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணுறேன்னு சொல்கிறேன் ஃபஸ்ட்டு. Here we will take the currency key off because we are using only the sales quantity, right?
Okay.
So we'll activate that. So இப்போ என்ன பண்ணுறோம் நாங்கள் இப்போ வந்து we took this example. Okay, this is the example. This is the requirement we have to develop. This is the reporting requirement. See, sales reporting requirement. It has sales document number, item number, company code, sales organization, document date, customer, country, city, customer phone number, material type, quantity and net price. So in this, quantity and net price are the only key figure. Okay, and we are taking this particular part since the, customer, country, city, everything is related. I am taking that as a master. So customer is a master and country, city, customer phone number is attributes of the customer master. And material is nothing but the master. Material type is the attribute of the material master. So we have to create two masters, and we have to create rest of the characteristics and key figures. We have to create two DSOs. Why two DSOs? Is I am assuming all these characteristics and one particular key figure are coming from one source, and all the characteristics and second key figure is coming from other source. So what I am doing is I'll just write it there. There are two sources. So here all characteristics plus quantity. Here all characteristics plus net value. Okay, it is coming like this. So what we do is like we supply a flat file. Okay. So again there will be a separate DSO here, DSOs here, DSOs here. Okay. You understand? So we get two other flows, and then we have a cube here for this one, and we have a cube for this one. Okay, and then this will be combined to a multi-provider. So why I am doing that is it's almost the same data, which for a film when I explained it is the same data. As we just had one flow. Now I just had one DSO, one data source, one transformation into source, then I take it to the multi-provider. But why I'm showing the two flows is for the reason that you'll get an idea why how the multi-provider is being used, how it's combining these two data is what I'm trying to show. With a simple example, it's a very simple example. And with a simple example, I'm also separating it, saying quantity is coming from one data source, net value is coming from other data source. For example, in sales you have sales, delivery, and billing, right? So billing will be having money related, delivery will be having quantity related, sales will be having quantitative related also. Confirmed, this is non-confirmed, this is confirmed. So all these three will be flows, and if I want to create a sales application, I have to combine all these, right? So I'll be having DSOs here, DSOs here, DSOs here, and in one DSO I'll be combining all these three together, and then I'll be taking to a queue. Or it's the way I am designing, right? So I'll be creating three DSOs like this for sales, delivery, and billing. Then I'll be creating three cubes on top of it. And then I'll be combining three to a multi-provider. Depends on how I do it, right? Understand how?
Right.
So in our example, we are going to have two DSOs, two cubes, and one multi-provider. On top of the multi-provider, we are going to fix the report. So far what we have done is we have created all characteristics and KPIs, and we also have created two DSOs. One DSO we have created, the other DSO we just copied that using a template and we created. Info object இதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு create பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? சரி, அப்போ பிரச்சனை இல்லை. அது ஒன்று இல்லாட்டினும் பார்த்துக்கலாம். மறுபடியும் இதே நீங்கள் எடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும். பெரிய நேற்றுக்கு காமிச்சேன், அதே தான் நான் பண்ணேன். I just had him created, so when you put your hands, then you'll understand how it is. So you have two DSOs now. Let's go ahead and create the cubes now. Okay. So if you see here, I'll also quickly show we created one new info area called training sales info area. We created two catalogs, sales characters info catalog, sales key figure catalog. So inside the sales catalog, we created all these material number, sales company code, customer number, document date, item number, organization document. So if you look at the material number, I made it as master. And we have added an attribute called mat type, material type. Customer number, again it is made we made it as master, and attributes we have added country, city, and phone number, just like the same here.
Did you create info package?
Not yet. Not yet. We have info source. No, we haven't created. We have created only the one which I am talking about, the info objects, DSOs. Now I will create the info. You just go and write the ones which we have created. So you draw two DSOs. So we have created that. Or you draw the full flow of what we are trying to do. So we just tick whatever we are doing. Then you will get an idea of start from data source.
Okay. Sir, amount Indian rupee தான் இருக்கு. எதுக்கு 0 INR?
ஏன் இந்தியன் ரூபி நீங்க டிசைட் பண்றீங்க? நான் USD லோட் பண்ணுவேன். The flat file
full structure போட்டுங்க.
கீழ இருந்து DSL ல இருந்து ஆரம்பிங்க. ரெண்டு it has to be two floors. Okay. One is one DSO, second DSO, and it has to go to two cubes and one multi-provider on top of it. Okay. So let's create a cube now. Right click and so go to the info provider and then go to the training area and info cube.
Okay.
Again X, we were following a naming terminology called XTR, X training sales, SAC sales info cube. Cube 1.
ரெண்டு கியூப் கிரியேட் பண்ண
அதனால தான் ஒன்றுன்னு கொடுக்குறேன். See, there are cube types which we'll discuss sometime later, but I'm just creating a standard cube for now.
Okay.
And also DSO, I haven't explained how the DSO works. I just created DSO. So all you have understanding is DSO is a flat table structure. You still don't know what are the tables involved in the DSO. For example, there are tables like new table, active table, change log table. We will explain all that separately, but we will finish the flow first. Here also we are taking a standard DSO cube. See, when I create a standard cube, you will see we already got a time dimension, unit dimension, and data package dimension. I told you there will be 16 dimensions. Out of the 16, 3 will be delivered by SAP. So data package, time, and unit are already delivered by SAP.
These
Now-
are the main three.
Yeah,
Okay.
not main 3. It is
Okay.
delivered. That's all.
Delivered.
Now we have to select the data source because the data
DSO.
the DSO, because from DSO is where we are supplying it to the queue. So I'll select the DSO. Shit, man, I don't know. Whenever we create something.
Sir, what you want?
Okay.
ரெண்டு DSO ஒரு cube.
Yeah.
Okay, for both of
So
these,
now you
we create
put a tick mark for DSO,
DSO.
both the DSOs. Yeah, so we have created these two. இது டவுன் ஆகிற போகுது.
நான் 1 மணிக்குள்ள செட் பண்ணுறது
என்னது?
சர்வர் ஆன்ல இருக்கான் நைட் 1 o'clock I will be check service available or not. Just checking.
Same with you.
இந்த கியூப் கிரியேட் இன்னும் லோட் பண்ண மற்ற டேட்டா இல்லை.
If I want to change the description, I can then just right click here. Okay, now I'm just trying to select it from the DSO. Let's try to take the first DSO because it has all the things, but we still it doesn't have that one info provider. Sorry, the key figure. So let's see what dimensions we have to create. I also mentioned it in the specification itself. In the text spec itself, they will give you like the dimensions and everything. Okay. I'll also try to show you one real-time sheet where how they will give you the text spec. Okay. So that will give you an idea. So in that Excel sheet, you'll have everything. But if you want to understand the Excel sheet itself, you have to understand this first of all. So I'll show it as the last one. So you just assume like you will get all the details.
Sir,
You just know how to create it. You assume like these details will be given to me. I just want to create the object, that's all. I mean in the real time, that's how it works. So you have sales dimension, you have dates dimension, organization dimension, customer dimension, material dimension. So I'm creating all the dimensions now. So that is already one dimension. I can just rename this dimension. As sales dimension. Just say sales.
Creating dimensions.
Dates.
Next level one. This side.
default time kulla date
Hmm?
அது டிஃபால்ட் வந்ததில் டைம்
Naming convention
இது டைம் வந்து இதில் நம்ம ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் 0 டைம் இதெல்லாம்
இல்ல cal date கொடுக்கலாம்
கொடுக்கலாம். So, sir?
the characteristics and dimensions role are same, right? But still its naming convention is different in DSO and cube.
I do not get what you say.
DSO have characteristics and key figure, and cubes we are seeing like we can see here the dimensions.
Yeah, because it goes by the MDM model. I explained the MDM model yesterday, right? This is ER model.
Okay, then ER based
Yeah,
on
MDM
characteristics.
comes only at the cube level.
Okay.
So I said you are splitting it by the dimensions, right? So that is the
I'm
cube.
just saying like the naming conventions are different, but role of category the same, works are same, the characters and dimensions are the same.
No. The dimensions I'm creating, see for each dimension, after inside the each dimension I'm just going to put all this characteristic, club all this characteristic. Characteristic is a subset of dimension.
Okay.
See, when I finish it you will see.
Okay,
So
in your
inside
level
the
we
sales.
are taking the dimensions means
Yeah, I mean view and this one naming terminology will change. You don't confuse that. You will say measure in that, you will say key
Yeah.
figure in this. Where it, yeah, you try to differentiate it, that's fine, but it will be a little bit of confusion initially.
Okay, means it's a subtype of the, this is the characteristics of the in first.
Characteristic and key figures are the basic building blocks. Okay, as I said, like if you want to relate it to something which you know, you have to relate it to a field in a table. இதை விட ஈஸியாக சொல்ல முடியாது. ஃபீல்டு இருக்குது, when you have a table and you'll be having fields in there. Well, it's a field. Okay, it's a characteristic and key figure. It's just a field. To say it technically, if you are technical person, I'm assuming you are a technical person, so I'm just saying it's a field in a table. But if you want to, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to just place these two sales dimension, sales document number and item number in the sales dimension. Sales document number. See, sales document number and sales item number. I'm placing it in this dimension, sales dimension. So it's I don't know what to say. It's a bug. Dates.
Because we are using a pirated, maybe this should be using.
No, it does in real time. Anything anyway. Organization and customer. Material.
Packet time unit quantity.
So quantity net price is key figures.
The three remains, no? The three.
What's that?
Date. Go back again. Three. Okay. Date. Data package time input.
These three. These three already we have it, right?
Okay. Right. What we said is like data package time in. As you said, known as a
time we will be storing the cal day, fiscal year,
It's known as a what in BI we say like it's
delivered, pre-delivered dimension. See now it's so customer number. Organization company code, sales are company code, that's that.
above yeah this one.
Sales are document date, written document date, sales document, sales document item, and sales. Ah. Okay, place the wrong one. I have to fix it here.
If we did a mistake, then what control Z like that?
No, there is no control Z.
Okay.
You just want to pull it there, that's all.
Just drop and go.
Okay, so I did not take the units, but if I activate it, automatically the unit comes in there.
And it's save is buying automatically save is working and you have to
Which
keep
one?
saving all times.
So we have to save it. Automatic save is in there. So here, see quantity, I have to place it in the key figures. There is other option, there you can just go and input it also. str sal 51 xtr sal offset net value, I forgot the name. Net price. So if I give, because that is not there, I have to take the other DSO. Instead I'll just give it like this. If you have a lot and you have saved it in an Excel sheet, the technical name, just give it like that and then do enter. Don't want to keep dragging and dropping also. So easier. I mean you can do the same thing for this part also. Direct input. So you give the direct input and then you can just give it also. That's one way of doing it. See, there is something called navigation attribute. So anything which is made as a navigation attribute in our flow, it will show here. So if you want to make it as a navigation attribute in the report, then you have to just go and check it here.
Okay.
So remember, only the country we made it as a navigation attribute, and in which one? In the customer.
Customer, yeah.
Okay.
So that is showing as you have it as a navigation attribute.
yeah.
Do you want to use it as a navigation attribute in the report? So it is showing you the option. You still cannot tick it. It won't be available in the report as a navigation attribute.
By
You
logic
tick
it is present, but in report level we can't
Yeah.
get this field.
So you have to tick it here to take it to the report level. Okay. I mean in the real time you will be seeing like this many of it, because there will be a lot of masters in this itself.
create பண்ண போறீங்களா இல்ல ஒரு cube
Rend cube.
சார் இப்போ வந்து நேவிகேஷன் சேல்ஸ் பாயிண்ட் நெட் ப்ரைஸ் ரெண்டும் போட்டீங்க
Yeah, good catch. I mean we should have only one. Yeah.
சார் பட் அங்கே நேவிகேஷன் நமக்கு அவங்க டிக் பண்ண மட்டும்னா நமக்கு ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் ஜென்ரேட் ஆகாது.
ஆமாம்.
ஆகாது.
ரிப்போர்ட்டுக்கு இது அவைலபிளா இருக்காது. It won't be available for the report. This particular one, navigation attribute. This check is only for this row. Other things will be fine, just fine.
இல்லை அதுதான் கேட்குறேன் நான். கண்ட்ரி மட்டும் டிஸ்பிளே ஆகாதுன்னு கேட்குறேன்.
Yeah. See now I'll tell you after activating it. Today we'll try to load the master data and the transaction data also and see how the reports are. Again tomorrow we will say, refresh the same thing. We'll talk more about these things. We will talk about the types of DSO, the cubes, how it goes.
So I want to know also that if we
டைப்ஸ்லாம் பேசல.
Types how it goes. I mean what are the yeah.
so when we complete with the reporting also, right? from a data source to report. After what?
There's the extraction.
Extraction from various
Data
modules.
sources.
Yeah.
Do you see the
Okay.
syllabus?
No. Actually, I just seen, but not the detailed level.
Okay. If you see the syllabus, I have splitted it as 3: modeling, extraction, reporting.
Okay.
We are still in modeling. We haven't even touched extraction, and
Mhm.
also we will be touching the extraction today because flat file is one type of extraction. So we are doing flat file today. So that is part of extraction, little bit of it. But actually we will have the other extraction modes, which is like yellow extraction, application specific extraction,
Mhm.
generic extraction. So those things is big topics again. And after that, you have reporting. In reporting is again a big topic. In reporting, you have that query designer which I was talking about.
I've seen today in the server, the BI server is available, which for special reporting.
Web application
Yeah.
analyzer.
Yeah, we using it.
I don't know about that.
So reporting, maybe this is kind of, I thought dashboard is also there. Because I want to start with BO reporting and all. So I'm just checking that how many servers are working and all in BO.
So it is all there in the server itself.
And reporting, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we have to.
No, for BO only there is separate server.
Yeah,
For BW it's only one server.
Yeah, SAP BO suites are different and dashboard is another different. We have to download it.
In SAP BW, if you want to use the VIX query designer and the VIX Excel analyzer, you have to load a front-end component called Business Explorer. See that? Business Explorer. So this is a UI which you have to separately install, like Microsoft Office. This is a client tool. Okay. Otherwise, there is no separate server. This will take care of everything. See, this will cover analyzer, query designer, report designer, WAD, web application designer. And otherwise, everything, this VW itself, it will be all in one server. See, here you can see the server name. This is the server name. Narashim BO4. So this is the server name of VW. So if you go to SM51,
BPC 1, 2, what is this?
we just have named it like that. See, they have one application server. In production environment, if you go to SM51, you will find like 2 or 3. It depends on how big the company is, how much data they have, all those things. Okay, now we have created that. See, automatically change run, record type and request ID. All these 3 have come for the data package when you activate it. Time, there is nothing. So now let's add something for time. 0 cal year. Okay. 0 cal month. இல்ல இதை டெரைவ் பண்ணணும். Okay, so we don't have the 0 cal month. See, the advantage of the cube itself is to display everything by the time, right? We cannot say, who will give you the year, month and everything. See, we will not get that. But we can derive this using one date. We have the date, right? That's why I have included date. So with that date, you can derive all this. So we have to do this derivation in the what? Transformation. These are SAP delivered objects. So I'm just knowing it, so I'm just typing it. Otherwise, you can know these are the objects.
0 calendar.
So it will be like this. Now this is full.
Okay.
Unit is having anything which has the unity. So unit and I think we
Why
have
you
to.
put whether both year, month or year, month, day?
That is separate.
Okay.
This is separate.
Okay, as per
If you
our
want just a
convenience.
year means
Yeah.
give a 0 year,
Okay.
give a cal year, or if you want month, just give a 0. மோஸ்ட்லி ஒரு 2 years எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் போனால் கம்பெனியில் எந்த மாதிரி கொடுப்பாங்க?
இதெல்லாம் create பண்ணணும்.
மீன் கியூ
Yeah, we have to create starting from the info object, cube, TSO. These are the basic things they will expect.
ஒரு கம்பெனியில் நான் வந்து
இல்லை 2 yearsக்கு நிறைய இது பார்ப்பாங்க.
The expectation will be you have to create the BW objects, that's all. You don't want to have idea of how this is being architect, you know, where is this data is coming from, where is that data coming from, how is the data looks like in the source. You don't want to think about all that.
Just
Give me a spec, I'll create the object for you.
technical.
You don't need to know how this is being created, who is the output, who is going to look at this. It's all extra effort you put and know. I mean, obviously, if you want to go a step further, then you have to just get to know it. Then only you become a senior, right? I mean, you will eventually know this. But when you go as a 2 years experienced person, they will not give you this kind of work to you. They will treat you as a developer. They will give you the spec. Boss, this is the spec. This is the system. This is the user ID. Start creating it. So you just see the spec and create it. It was created. You say why the data is not coming. If he's asking you, then you say you are senior. Just look into it. I mean, I have created the object for you. I mean, I'm not saying like you don't want to say that, but that's how it goes. I mean, he will take care of that things. He will make sure he is discussing with other persons, like the source SD persons, and he will make sure data is coming in right and everything like that. Okay.
We will face this kind of issue in future. No?
Yeah, I mean, why? Okay. Again, I forgot about the second cube. Okay, I activated it. Now we will be creating the second cube. Okay. So the template we are using here, one template. Again, it's a standard cube.
சார் டெம்ப்ளேட் எடுக்கிறோம் சார் இந்த இன்ஃபோ ஏரியாக்குள்ள மட்டும் தான் எடுக்க முடியுமா இல்லை வேறு இன்ஃபோ ஏரியாலேருந்து டெம்ப்ளேட் எடுக்கலாம்?
எனி
பட் ஆனால் அந்த டெக்னிக்கல் நேம் இங்கே கொடுக்கணும்.
டெக்னிக்கல் நேம் இங்கே கொடுக்கணும், அவ்வளோதான். எந்த இன்ஃபீரியர்லேருந்து எடுத்தீங்கன்னு சரி, அது நீங்கள் தான் க்ரியேட் பண்ணல, வேறு எதாவது க்ரியேட் பண்ண எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் கியூப்ஸ் எது வேணால் கொடுத்துக்கலாம். ஈவன் யூ கேன் கிவ் அ ஜீரோ ஆப்ஜெக்ட். That'll be like a zero delivered cube, right?
Yeah.
You know, see, maybe you have a delivered SAP delivered cube in the business content, and you are creating one new. You don't want to exactly use the zero delivered cube, but you want to use most of the fields in that cube. Then you can just give it as a template. It'll bring in 100 records, 100 characteristics or something, and then you can make the small tweaks. So that way you save a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
So. Doing it at the end of the day is difficult, right? Because we already are like drained, and Saturday, like, we are coming only for this, so we have energy. The end of the day is like too much. Not a preferable time.
So yeah, but we will continue, sir, within 8:30. Then it's for all better. 8:30 around. It's okay, sir.
Yeah, 8:30 is my
Not-
target today. That's
Yes.
why I come early. Yesterday I got, because for going itself, it's taking 30 minutes easily for me. Vellore I have to go. 45 minutes.
Right.
So 45 minutes.
So it's become so hectic day for you and hers also, sir.
నేను కాలేజీ కంపెనీ
But still, my routines, I get up at 6 o'clock. That's how my day starts. You see, tomorrow when I go to sleep, it will be 10:30. And since I'm maybe like, this time will be engaged, then I'll become tired. I'm not one but
ಕಂಪನಿ ಬಿಡೋದು ಎತ್ತನ
then ನಮ್ಮ order 6 o'clock.
காலையில் சீக்கிரம் போட்டுருது எத்தனை மணிக்கு போகிறோமோ அந்த அப்போ வந்து போகுது
9.2. அதுக்கு deficit இருக்கு.
9 hours இருக்கு
பட் ஒரு நாள் சீக்கிரம் வரும், ஒரு நாள் கொஞ்சம் லேட்டாக இருக்கும், அதனால எல்லாம் சரியாக பேலன்ஸ் அவுட் ஆகும். ஓகேவா, இது ஆக்டிவேட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஆல்ரெடி ஆக்டிவ் தான் இருக்கு. ஓகேவா, ஸோ
கியூப் ரெண்டும் ரெடி ஆயிடுச்சு.
So now is the important part. We have to load the master. அது மாஸ்டர் கூட சைடில் எப்படி போட்டுருங்க, வெளியே வரைஞ்சிருங்க. அப்படி
சரி, நான் இன்ஃபோ ஏஜியா டேட்டா கொடுத்துருவோம்.
அது எல்லாமே இது அப்படியே போட்டுருங்க. ஒரு மாஸ்டருக்கு மட்டும் போடுங்க, கஸ்டமர் மாஸ்டர். அதே மாதிரி பிஎஸ்சி, அதே மாதிரி டேட்டா சோர்ஸு. டிஎஸ்ஓ வராது, டிஎஸ்ஓ வராமல் மாஸ்டர் வரும்.
இதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம பிஐ கான்டென்ட் இருக்குல்ல, அது அட்ரிபியூட் டெக்ஸ்டில் இருக்குது. பிஐ கான்டென்ட் அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட் மாத்திரம் ஆக்டிவேட் பண்ணி இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸ்டெப் பை ஸ்டெப் போனால்
பட் அதுக்கு டேட்டா எங்கே இருக்குங்க?
இசிசி
அதான் ஈஸி பார்க்கும்போது தான் நீங்கள் எடுக்க முடியும். ஏன்னா ஈஸி எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் அப்புறம் நீங்கள் அது என்னன்னு கேட்பீங்க ஒன்று ஒன்று.
இல்லை சார், அப்போ 3 டைம் எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் பார்க்க முடியல. இருக்குது ஓப்பன் கியூப் ஸ்பீட் ஓப்பன் அட்ரிபியூட் டெக்ஸ்ட் அப்போ மறக்காது. தென் அட்ரிபியூட் டெக்ஸ்ட் எடுத்து மேக்ஸிமம் உங்களுக்கு ஐடியா வந்துடும். அப்புறம் கியூப்ல இருந்து எடுக்கும்போது அப்புறம் எவ்வளோ எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் பார்த்தா அவ்வளோ பார்க்கலாம்.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. Now you guys tell me what we have to do next. So look at the diagram, look at the objects we have created. You just tell me what we have to do. Diagram பார்த்துக்கங்க. இருக்க objects பார்த்துட்டு you just tell me what we have to create.
See, you got back from SAP.
Huh?
In your previous job, yeah, they are providing this kind of bed, SAP now. It's
No, this I got when I did my
certification.
certification. 7-8 years back. It's a good quality bag, I guess. It's still lasting. Decade. SAP has this decade, right? So I got it there. Yeah, okay. Tell me now. So we have 2 cubes. We have the info objects ready.
We
We have the two DSO ready. What we have to create? You look at the diagram.
multi-provide
Transformation, okay. Yeah,
It's
transformation
already
is right.
written, okay, also coming.
But what else?
Depends on when
Now we are
record.
loading data for masters.
Yeah, we have to load the master data also.
Just
To have- we have two
now we are
masters.
creating
Creating-
just masters only. Now we are loading for masters.
Yeah, you told me
Two
that
masters.
You told me same thing as last time.
Material master. And we also have customer master.
ஓவரால சொல்றாங்க ஒவ்வொரு மாசம் சொல்லும்போது அது வரும்.
Customer master, right? And it has attributes. Everything has attributes. Now this has to be loaded.
Yeah.
Right? We have need a data source. Yes. And we need a source data. Source data. So all we have created is only this. Only this. So we need this. We need this. We need this, right? We need a source data first of all. Okay. So we have to prepare a data. It's a flat file data we have decided. So we have to prepare the flat file, right? Load it. So that is one thing we have to do. Data source we have to create.
Yeah.
Then the transformation we have to create. After creating the data source, we have to map this to. That is what the transformation is, right? The same way here. We have to create the data source.
Yeah.
We have created this. We have created this. We have to, we still have to go there. That's fine. We have to create a data source first. Then, so this is the layer which automatically would create. So we don't want to create this one. We have to create
These
the
are logical here. These are
we have to create the info source here. What's that?
PSA is just logical.
Yeah, right. So you have to create an info source here. Data source, info source we have to create. After creating them, we have to link them by using transformations. Okay. So we'll start creating the data source first.
Data source. So click on the data source. So as I said, if you create an info area, that directory is good enough for info provider and info objects. But when you come to info sources and data sources, you need to create one more directory called application component. It's just like info area. Just remember info area. So, but info area will not be carried to info sources and data sources tab. So you have to create something called application component.
Application component specifically for the data source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Data.
So I'm just creating an application component. X
Training.
training sales. Sales. Application. Okay. Oh, why it's a ZX technique? Okay, that's fine. நம்ம கிரியேட் பண்ணது
ஆமாம் சார் ஓகே.
ZX னு கொடுத்துக்கணும். I mentioned as ZX, but yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now inside this you have to create your data source. Create data source. Okay. See, as I told you, I'm creating a data source now.
Info source.
Info source also we have to create.
After data source only
Yeah,
something.
right. Because if you have, that's how we do it, right? Data source, we just give it as what are we going to load now?
Customer.
Customer master. Okay.
X customer. Sorry.
X tr
Yeah.
cust underscore last underscore load. Okay. So this is the data source name, technical name, and data type of data source is master data. We are loading master data now. What are the other options available? Master data attributes, hierarchies, master data text, attributes, hierarchies. All these three belong to master data itself. I told you yesterday, right? And segmented data, I haven't seen that. I'll let you know what it is. I told you also, right? Just remember it, just write it down. Okay. Transaction data is totally transaction data. Like, anything which is apart from master data, all these are transaction data. Okay. So we are doing a master attributes now. Master data attributes. Flat file. Okay. Flat file is nothing but the source system. Have we talked about the source system? Source system is nothing but, if you go here, when you click on the source system, it will show the available source system in your BW.
System.
So BW itself is so it can act as a source system. BW itself can be acting as a source system for that, and in SAP directory you will have BI. This is where the ECC source system will be present. Okay, and you have something called file also. That's where you create all these flat file source system. This all will be mostly done by the basis. You don't want to create it. Okay.
Even
Flat file you can create it, but we have a whole lot of it. It's all the same thing. External system, if you are taking the data from Oracle